as a coach in the online space, when all you really desire is to be leading your clients to transformation, to breakthroughs, to be connecting with new people and having fun in your business, having an impact, making a difference, and supporting yourself well. And when you are wrestling with confusion and are really struggling with clarifying your message and who it is you serve and to what outcome and how you serve them, how you get them that outcome, and why. Why is that the specific person you're meant to serve? Your message becomes diluted. And no matter the number of courses you take or programs you enroll in to help you with copywriting and marketing, what is really underneath this is not a strategy, an analytical, an information or knowledge problem. What's happening here is an identity and a trust and a fear problem. Anytime there is confusion, anytime you're not feeling clear, the root of that is fear. And the root of the fear is not trusting who you are, what you're here to do, and who you are as God designed you to be. So really, it's not trusting God. And so it's an identity crisis in the respect that you forget who you are, who God designed you to be. And when you forget who you are and who God designed you to be, that's when you stop trusting God and you start relying on someone or something like your business or templates or different protocols or strategies instead of relying on God to support you. That you can come into agreement with God and be a co-partner with God instead of having to do it on your own and trusting the world to meet your needs and the world to validate you and tell you you're worthy, instead of knowing who you are as a child of God, that you are inherently worthy. And as a child of God, you have access to everything you could possibly need. And this can be difficult to comprehend because we are inherently not worthy of God's love. But the amazing thing about God is that He gives it to us as a gift of grace. And when we don't accept that, we don't acknowledge it, then we can't receive that grace. And that's when we're in that place of fighting and struggling because we're not trusting God. And we perpetuate the lie that we're not worthy because we haven't received His full grace. Which, when we don't receive His full grace, then we don't receive the glory of all that is possible for us and the work that He has designed us to do and the prosperity that comes with that. When you know your true identity as God sees you, as who God says you are, everything changes. You have clarity in who you are, who you're meant to serve, how you're meant to serve them, and why, because you start to see yourself through His eyes from a higher perspective. And when you do that, everything changes. You become magnetic to your soulmate client. And the tricky thing here is that what is required in order for this to shift is not forcing yourself to trust God. Because when you're forcing yourself to trust God, it's still coming from a place of fear. It's coming from the mind of, oh, if I just trust God, then this thing will happen. So it's putting conditions on your trust in God. So it's still coming from a place of fear. And so there isn't going to be a significant change. When you shift to radically trusting God from the heart, not relying on your circumstances, not relying on proof, not relying on seeing it before it happens, then you're coming from the heart. And when you come from the heart and trusting God and truly rely on Him to meet you where you are, to guide you to where He wants you to go, which will be way better than where you think you want to go, that's when things shift. That's when you receive that guidance. That's when you receive that support. That's when you receive all that you've been asking for and working for, but actually working against because you haven't been in that place of radical trust. If you are curious about what it looks like to work with me so that you can really get honed in on the truth of who you are so that you can be speaking with clarity, with security, with specificity, with confidence to your soulmate client, to call them in ready to work with you and to be really clear and and getting support on refining your unique client transformational journey and what that looks like and what are the outcomes that you lead your clients to and how do you do that. And then more importantly, why you're doing all this in the first place, getting really clear on your divine purpose. And while doing that, the best part is we're going to root out that core story that is creating the fear, that is causing the confusion, that's keeping you in the place where you're searching outside of you for strategies and templates instead of searching inside of you for what is true. And as we do this work, you become magnetic to your soulmate clients and you align your business for how you naturally thrive because you are meant to thrive. You are designed to be prosperous. So I encourage you to reach out to me and leave me a message and we can talk about my 60-day Heart Vision business evolution experience. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe. If you found this helpful, please share. You know, there are so many people that are wrestling with confusion in their business, and clarity is such an important element. And clarity comes from identity, and the root of knowing who you are is love. And so you're coming from a place of love versus fear. And that's when everything changes. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.